everybody. Welcome in. We are here to go over 90 Day the Single Life. This episode was season 5, episode 10. It was titled The Act of Cobwebbing. Apologies also in advance. I am coming down with a really bad cold. I do have a sore throat. My voice is going, so I'm trying to get these videos out the way before it really disappears. But apologies if people are like, whoa, why does she sound like that? But welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel, everybody. We are, I believe, more than halfway through the season for 90 Day the Single Life. It has been a slower season, but it is slowly picking back up. Let's take a moment to highlight our Black creators in the Black Spotlight who are on YouTube. A lot of them cover shows that you guys may be interested in. A lot of them do movie content. Check out all the great creators in the description of this video. Some of them you've seen on this channel, some of them you have not, but I always encourage everyone to tap in. Also, a big welcome and thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. I'm very, very close to 800 subscribers. I am also seeing that people are watching my content more, so I appreciate y'all. Welcome and Thug Life. But let's get into this episode. We're going to start with Gino and Natalie. They have become a couple. They have become official. Now, I know that a lot of people online was kind of giving Gino a hard time because we've seen him with Jasmine on previous seasons, and he struggles to get it up. Let's just call a spade a spade. In the situation with Natalie, we learned that they were successful in being intimate. They didn't seem to have a problem. Now, he gets a phone call because him and Natalie are going to be going to LA, and it looks like she's arrived, and he tells us he's going to be meeting her daughter. But as soon as he gets outside to help Natalie bring her bags and stuff in, the daughter Bella is there, and she looked just like her mama. Bella looks just like Natalie. I could not unsee it. Beautiful girl. Her mom looks great, obviously. And it sounds like Bella has a lot going on for herself that is positive. Now, Gino is nice to her, gives her a hug, but she kind of gets an attitude like right off the rip toward Gino. And it starts when like he's grabbing her bags, and then Bella's like, "Are you going to close it?" While his hands are full. She's like, "Are you going to close the trunk?" I'm like, "Bitch, you're standing right next to the trunk. You close it." But she's doing it to kind of give him a hard time. Now, she says that she is upset, and the reason she has an attitude is because it was supposed to be time with her mom this weekend because I guess Bella is graduating from cosmetology school, which is basically college. So she's graduating and she wants her mother to be there. And she thought she was going to have the whole weekend with her mom and just have time, just the two of them, mother-daughter time. She was disappointed and told at the last minute that her mom would be stopping to hang out with Gino. And I'm like, okay, while I understand that, grow up, Bella. I know a lot of people will feel uncomfortable saying stuff, but this is a grown adult. I understand this is Natalie's child, but she is grown. Grow up and get a life. That sounds so whack. You're stopping your mom from being able to live your life. Now, if you don't like dude, say that. But until you say that, to just come off the rip rude to somebody and passive aggressive because you say that he's hijacked your weekend, he did not hijack your weekend. Your mama planned this weekend with him and felt that your graduation was not important enough, obviously. So why are you getting an attitude with Gino? I don't get that. Like, at least let Gino do something for you not to like him, which he will. He will. Now, the daughter also expresses, Bella also had a problem with the fact of what happened on camera with Gino, Jasmine, and Natalie. She felt like Gino did not defend her mom appropriately against Jasmine. But honestly, Gino should not have been dating your mom, and your mom should not have been willing to talk to Gino knowing that his situation was not finished. So, though Natalie was the victim in the situation, she also is a big girl and is okay and has chosen to deal with him again. So I kind of feel like you just got to accept it. Like you're the child, not the parent, stay in your place type energy, if that makes sense. But Gino senses the energy. He kind of just ignores Natalie's daughter. He later learns that he's going to have to kick it with the daughter, which Gino expresses a little concern about just because she wasn't the nicest. And he is nervous about getting Bella on his good side. But maybe watching this back, like if this is real, because I don't know why I feel like Natalie's disingenuous, but let's say their relationship is real. Maybe watching this back, Bella will feel differently and be like, oh, I should have been easier on this guy. Like, he's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she'll feel better about how she's handled things. One can hope, right? But we move on from her daughter and we see Natalie take Gino to the strip club. I don't know why we had to see this. I don't understand what Natalie's doing. I thought it was odd. Now, I've gone to the strip club with my husband a couple times on vacations and friend groups. He's gone without me. I've gone without him. It is what it is. But I felt it was weird for Natalie to do it because I was like, okay, she's teaching him how to throw dollars. And I'm like, okay, yeah, throw them dollars, make that ass twerk. You know, I'm like, okay, I could get into that. Whatever. People like strip clubs. Fine. But it got a little weird. She's like then offering to buy him a lap dance. She's saying there's something that turns her on about watching her dude get a lap dance from a beautiful woman. I said, this is off. Okay, Natalie, you are either a freak or you're doing this for TV. It's one of the two. And I would rather you be a freak than doing it for TV. If that's what you like, who cares? Who cares? I'd rather her want to go to the strip club with her dude once or twice a year instead of, bringing other people into the relationship. Why do that? So I'm not mad at that, but I'm like, something about Natalie just for me comes across as disingenuous. Like, I don't feel like she really likes Gino like that. Like, I don't see the spark. I don't see the energy. But let me know if you guys feel different, because maybe you guys feel something differently about Natalie and Gino. But personally, I feel like, oh, girl is just dealing with him because the cameras is around. And I don't know if she would want to deal with him without the cameras around, especially considering how stuff went. But who knows? What can we do? Right? But that's all we see this week for Nat and Gino. Things went well after the strip club. They had a good time. It looks like next week things will get more intense because we see a little clip of the dinner, and it looks like Gino's going to find out, as well as Natalie, that her daughter just does not like him. But we know that if her kids don't like Gino, that might be a problem. So I'm curious to see how that goes. But we are going to get into Liz and Via. Congratulations, Liz, on your engagement. I'll be on the internet. People send me things. I follow pages. And again, I'm starting to notice my voice is going in and out. You guys, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to ship it through this as fast as I can. But Liz is engaged to the man that she was dating while she was running around the Dominican Republic with Via. And I'm just looking at Liz and I'm like, girl, I guess Liz truly lived by the definition of I am single till somebody wants to marry me, because how are you engaged? Like, I don't understand it. But congrats for her. I'm glad she found love. She has just expressed to Via that she has somebody else in the US that she basically talks to, but it sounds on and off. And I'm like, you should have told him that from the beginning. She then asks Via if he's going to want to continue talking to her, because she's like, I want to see where this goes. Why, if you just told him you have someone back home? If you wanted to see how this went, you should have seen how it went. Okay, you are literally bi-coastal, tri-coastal, international. Like, I don't feel like Liz needed to disclose this information, but to each his own. I understand her wanting to be honest. I feel like Liz's current fiance gave her a pass to do this show, probably for the check, and she was BSing and ended up liking a guy. This probably is stretching BS, but something about Liz being engaged today just entirely rubbed me wrong. And her exposing that she had someone while running around single also really, really rubbed me wrong. When people choose to omit or keep information from others, it lets me know that something within that information they're keeping from others they know is wrong. So that's the energy I have towards Liz now. But Via seemed torn at first, and then he was kind of like, once they went back to the room, like, let's just make the best of it. And they end up tossing around and getting busy in the sheets, it looked like. I'm not mad at Via. This girl wasted your time, was playing you. It seemed like he was interested in her, but once he saw that she was playing him, I feel like he was bothered at first, but then I feel like he was like, in the words of Denzel saying to Jamie Foxx, I'm leaving here with something. And he did. He got the cheeks. Clap the cheeks, as Sierra's husband would say. on Love and Hip Hop. We will have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta live tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 15th. But yeah, not much happened with them. They got busy. I'm all for people getting some, so hoorah. Um, Shout out to everybody who is watching. If you're still here, I do appreciate y'all for watching. You mean the world. Also, if you haven't, consider liking the video. If you are new to the channel, I encourage you check out my content. I have playlists that are arranged for all the shows I cover. Check out the content, see if you like it. If you like what we do or want to suggest something, I do take suggestions and shows. Subscribe. I do appreciate everybody who's supporting me because I'm just a small town creator from Oakland giving my opinion. So I appreciate y'all. We're going to talk about Vanya and Tony, aka the Hot Mess Express. You know, they stress me out. And I'm not going to lie, you guys. I don't know who's worse. I don't know if Vanya's worse or if Tony is worse. But at times, they're both so toxic, and I see why both of them are alone. Now, Tony and Vanya have been doing better. They've worked through some things when they walked the little harbor in the last episode. It's going to be the 4th of July as well as Vanya's birthday. This was the palest party ever, aside from Tony. My God. My God. But she discusses Tony with her cousin or friend, whatever she is, Sanella. And Sanella kind of tells Vanya she feels like Tony should be able to handle being asked some questions. And I kind of agree with Sanella. I didn't feel like she was like that aggressive friend with her questioning. I just did not feel she was that way. But I think a man who can't be questioned is questionable. Any man that my friends dated where I'm like, so tell me about yourself, just chatting with them, and they viewed it as questions, like, I don't want to do all that. They ain't with that person no more. Like, if you have a problem being questioned, in my opinion, you have something to hide. Most people, if they like someone, look forward to impressing their friends and stuff. And I just have not gotten that from Tony yet with Vanya, but I agree with Sanella. He's sensitive. But Vanya tells Sanella pretty much to back off and places that boundary. And Sanella, it seems like she's going to respect the boundary, but Sanella also let us know in the confessional, she's like, you know, I'm telling my friends this because I'm the one who she's going to be crying to. And I hate, like, I have some friends that are just chronically bad daters. Honestly, most of my friends are terrible with dating. And I think that reflects in the fact I'm the only one married. And that is no shade whatsoever, but it's just like they pick people that show them they're not good. And then either they try to change them, they try to hope they'll change, or they settle. And I hate that for people. I really hate that for people. And I understood Sanella and how she felt, because it's like, damn, you tell someone they're making the wrong choice. They acknowledge they're making the wrong choice. They continue to make the wrong choice. And then they want to come cry to you about the wrong choice that they made. It can get difficult, but I think Sanella's handling it right. All you can do is support your friends until they tell you to shut up. That's all you can do. But Vanya walks down into the party, and for whatever reason, Tony was down there, and she, like, I get it was her birthday, but I don't like how Vanya moves sometimes. She kind of gives off, now every girl loves to be the center of attention, and every girl has their moments. I think every person has their moments where it's like, okay, it's my birthday. Yes. Why couldn't he walk you down the stairs? Like, little stuff Vanya does just irks me. But the party went well. They had a fun time. I guess that's their version of fun. I ain't see no ribs. I ain't hear no music. I ain't see no punch in a bowl. I was just looking at the event like, okay. But, you know, to each his own. Now, Tony tells Vanya at the end of the party after the fireworks, he's like, hey, I have a surprise for you. I want to take you to the room. He's very quiet about it. You could tell he's more introverted. And what does Vanya do? Like the thirsty girl that she is, he's got a surprise, everyone. Like, stop. If he wants to make something a big moment, he will. Just let him fly under the radar. Like, Vanya's extroverted, but she's too extroverted, and you could tell she likes to be the center of attention. And I don't feel like Tony's the guy for her, but I feel like she forced him into this relationship just with how she was with their friendship. I'm just annoyed with her. Like, she kind of moves like a 15-year-old with dating. But Tony gives Vanya some earrings and a bracelet. They were pretty. Definitely pretty. But it looked like the earrings that I could have bought in anybody's store. like the ones they sell out of the display case when you go to Macy's. They did. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because the way she be acting, she'd be lucky to get a cheeseburger for me. But, you know, that's probably why he didn't want you to just announce the surprise like that and whatnot. But Vanya and Tony seem to do well. He gives her this gift and then he pissed me off. So he gives her the earrings. He gives her this nice little bracelet. And he's like, hey, Vanya, I've been staying in this room alone and I was hoping to get some time with you tonight. That's like the politest way to say, who getting fucked tonight? You know, that's a nice way basically of saying that. Vanya was like, you know, the thing is, Tony, I'm celibate. And I'm like, Tony has known that she's celibate. And this is another reason I look at Vanya and I'm like, you really need to let men chase you, especially if you're celibate. You begged this man to be with you. He finally made you exclusive when you were isolated on a boat and he was unable to escape. Now he's dealing with you and saying, okay, I'll date you. But I just feel like celibacy should have been discussed, like, and a big deal. She says, I may be ready to sleep with him in 3 months. It could be 6 months. I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to consider sleeping with him, then that's not celibacy. Celibacy is not having sex until you are married. You're just abstinent and not wanting to rush in the sex. And that's okay, Vanya, but call it for what it is. And she also told us in the confessional that she doesn't know when it would be. She wasn't really clear with Tony. So, but at the same time, I would be annoyed if on my birthday you pull me aside to give me a surprise, and then right after giving me the surprise, I mean, he didn't even put the earrings on her. Like, let's try them on and walk back down there. Like, he just gave her the gift and was like, so are we gonna spend time together tonight? And I was kind of like, ugh, just freaking cringe. Could not stand it. But we later see them go to a dance class together that her friend runs, because of course Vanya has all these friends. Tony seemed uncomfortable and doesn't seem to like the dance. Vanya claims that dancing is a big part of her life. She's terrible at it, but you know, it's funny. The people, I'm sorry, the colorless who just be dancing around in a circle, throwing their arms up, Vanya gives me that. I ain't seen nothing too special with dance from her. But they take a bachata class that her friend leads, and Tony's noticeably uncomfortable, but he was told he would be there for a class. He did the class. He was struggling a little bit, and he's having to do this on TV. And after the activity, he's thinking they're going to leave. But what ends up happening after the dance class is, I guess, they keep the music going. They encourage everybody to just keep dancing. They put out chips and salsa. Sounds like there were beverages and refreshments, and it kind of turns into what Tony described as like a nightclub type environment. He says he thought he was coming to a dance class and was done. He wasn't expecting all of that. And it seemed like he wanted to go home. And he expressed this to Vanya, and she flipped out on him. And it's like, what is the problem? I'm like, why are you flipping out? If he wants to go home and you want to stay, then stay and say, well, thank you for taking the class with me. He's your boyfriend. He doesn't have to do everything with you. And even if he was your husband, he doesn't have to do everything with you. Like, Vanya wants a lot from Tony, but I don't really see her giving him shit in return. And I'm not talking about her body and sex. I don't feel like that should be considered, but I just feel like it's, well, when are you going to make me your girlfriend? Well, I've been doing this. I'm under the impression of that. I. And then he's like, okay, you could be my girlfriend. Now she's a girlfriend. I need you to meet my family. I need you to come to Maine. I need you to do this. I need you to sleep separately. I need you to do this. I need you to talk to my friend. It's like, my God, Vanya, what are you doing for him? It's been the Vanya show this whole time. Now, for the show, this does make sense because she is the person on the show, not him. But in a relationship, it can't all be about Vanya. Baby, it's 50-50 for a reason. The 50-50, y'all like to make it into other stuff about money and dates. No, 50-50 has to do with effort that goes into a relationship as well. And I see Vanya wanting Tony to put in the most effort, but you're not really putting in much effort, Vanya, if he's just around your people and doing what you want. When are you going to go around his folk? When are you going to, you know? So I felt like that was odd. Mind you, she's only taken this class with him because she's trying to spend time with him before she goes out of town with Sanella. They're going to Ibiza for 2 weeks. So I'm kind of like, okay, Vanya, you traveling like crazy. Give your man some attention. There are things that you can do as well to make him comfortable. The ball doesn't just stay on one team's, side of the court the whole game. Like, what are you doing? But she goes off on Tony, runs off to dance with another guy because Tony was not comfortable dancing with her. You see this man is uncomfortable. You felt him stepping on your toes, and you didn't tell him this would happen after the class. So your solution to him telling you he's uncomfortable is throwing a fucking bitch fit like a big ass baby and then running off and dancing with another random man. If you could go ask another guy to dance with you that comfortably, Vanya, then you could have dated another man. I'm starting to see that Vanya is the problem. She is the problem. She's definitely the problem right now that she is single. But Tony interjects. He's like, excuse me, this is my girl. Can I please step in? And he's like, whatever. I'm not liking that she's dancing with another guy right in front of Tony, mind you, which lets me know you did this to make him jealous because you grabbed the first guy that you could right in front of Tony, put the guy in an awkward situation, then gets mad at Tony. Vanya is giving that you made this man jealous and then got upset at his reaction for being jealous. Grow up. I have nothing more for Vanya. Grow the F up. This is why you're single at your big age. You are never that important that stuff is going to fly with anybody. It's not. She threw a fit, and I just can't. I cannot with Vanya. She kind of reminds me of a more hinged version of Elise from before the 90 days. Like, she irks me, y'all. She irks me. Shout out to everybody for watching these 90-day reviews too, because y'all have been tuning in and I appreciate it. And I was scared to cover this show because it'd be a lot, but I'm enjoying it. We are going to move into Kim. Kim has become one of my favorites this season. I've always liked Kim. She annoyed the crap out of me with her aggression and delusion, because Kim, when she was with, I think his name was Usman or something, Kim is a smart cookie. Kim knew better dealing with that man, but I think she was just in a place where she was so desperate for love. But now I'm loving Kim, and Jamal is starting to warm up to me as well. I don't care for him independently. I did not like when he was with Veronica, but I like seeing him with his mom. I don't care to see Jamal date on the 90-day world. Like, we like his mom more than him, just saying. But she's FaceTiming a new man that she met on social media who lives in the UK. He's her age, he's fit, he's handsome. I said, one thing Kim gonna do, baby. Kim gonna keep her a black man on her side. Okay? And Kim lives in San Diego, California, a very white town. Okay? Because it's a military-based town. So there's a lot of clear people there. There's also a great deal of Hispanic people there who we love. Some of the best Hispanic food in California, as quiet as it's kept, I believe is in San Diego. In the Bay Area has good Hispanic food as well, but we mostly just have good pozole. What else do we have that's good? And like the Americanized stuff, burritos, tacos, sopas. Like, we don't have, San Diego got it all. It's all good. I need to get there. But Kim, you keep you a black man, boo. This guy, handsome. He has 3 kids. He's divorced. Now, Kim has been fixated on height because she is 5'9". She is almost 6 feet tall as a woman. That is way above average height for a woman. I was actually friends with someone for many years who was 5'9" and wanted to date a tall guy. And I think it's the reason she's still single today. Date who makes you feel good and treats you right. Yes, you should have some type of attraction to the person, but if a person is attracted and they're a little bit shorter than you, who cares? Shout out to the short kings like Oh So Best, okay? I ended up with a short man, the second one I had ever dated in my whole life, and married him. That man swept me off my feet, and I'm still so whooped. So, date who treats you right, but make sure you're attracted to them, please. Because if I wasn't attracted to him, it would not work. But, Kim learns he's 5'6", so he's average height. I believe the average height for a man is 5'7". Like, I don't think women realize this when they're demanding like a man that's hella tall. Only I believe it's 3% of men or something are actually over 6 feet tall. So keep that in mind, ladies. But Kim was funny. She broke the fourth wall and had the camera girl. Shout out, girl power. Shout out to the camera man, not being the cameraman, the camera woman. Okay. I loved it. But Kim was like, let me see. How tall are you? Because Kim, she could spot height. When you that tall, you start to be able to spot height. And she stands next to her. She's like, it's not that bad. Because it wasn't. It wasn't. And your feet will never have to hurt. You don't got to wear heels. You don't. And if you are, and you're with a confident short man, he going to be proud as hell telling everybody he would love to climb your tree, Kim. So, girl, live your life and date who treats you right. But I kind of feel like Kim, I know you want to find love. I want her to take a pause and figure this stuff out with her kids and then date. If she dates people while she's figuring out the stuff with the kids, I'm okay with it, but let it be natural. I don't want Kim to be searching for stuff and all of that, but she's doing okay so far, because the first guy she met that we saw her on a date, she met at a party her friend had. The second guy, it looks like she just came across on social media. Keep meeting people naturally, Kim. I think it's good for her, and I actually am genuinely wishing Kim well, because regardless of what, she seems like a chill person. She seems like a good person. I don't say that often when I review people on a reality show, but I don't have no problem with Kim. I like Kim. Now, the last people we're going to discuss is Pedro and our local Sadiddy airheaded plastic that really ain't as cute as she liked to think she is and how she act, Miss Sophie. I'm fed up with Sophie. I'm pretty done with Sophie. Sophie's old enough to know better in terms of how she's acting, and she's not being honest. So she meets and talks with Pedro about his family, because they haven't spoken at all since she met his family. And she was already telling Pedro, so she was accepting gifts and making it seem like she wanted to exclusively date him while they were in the States. Now that she's in the Dominican Republic, she's been like, hot girl summer. Sophie was dishonest with her intentions with Pedro and then tried to make him the problem. She gaslit him and thought that she could gaslight the audience, but we're on the outside looking in. Now, Pedro bullshitted Sophie as well, because when he talked about his family, he was like, you know, they were drunk and childish that day. Same shit he used to tell Chantel. Oh, Nicole was drunk. Oh, my mom's having a hard time. Oh, my mom just went through this. Oh, they just don't know you. Oh, they just, like, Pedro always has an excuse for his family. And that's why I say, because I do see y'all comments, and sometimes people let me know, like, you know, no, Mrs. Best, Chantel's family contributed too. Chantel's family activated off of Pedro's family. They felt the way, but they were right. They were right. As soon as he was okay, he left her. It's a fact. And he downed her and laughed at her and talked crap to Chantel about how long it took her to get her degree. It took her that long because she had to sponsor you, Pedro. And she sponsored you so your ass could be in the U.S. just for your family to still be acting the same way. You would think after what he went through with Chantel, because so what? Chantel and Pedro were young, and I feel like they should not have gotten married. I've always felt that way. I watched their season, and I watched every season of the Family Chantel. I also covered the Family Chantel on this channel. So I feel like they were young, and as they got older and matured, certain things and mistakes they made while young, like allowing their family to act a fool, they went unchecked. Chantel would try to check her family. Chantel would try to tell them to do stuff. Pedro just let his family do whatever the hell they want. And now they are going to do that with everyone he dates because he allows them to do it. I would never talk to my mom about my dating life at all. If I was Pedro, I'd go be like your mama and make a whole family and not tell nobody. Like, come on now, Pedro. Talk about they was drunk and childish. Drunken mind, sober thoughts, motherfucker. How about that? Now, let me watch my mouth. Now, you know, Sophie's talking to Pedro, and Pedro's like, you know, I do want to know if you want to give this a try again, me and you. And Sophie responds to Pedro by saying there's a boy that she's going to be meeting and hanging out with, which is the guy we saw her interested in dating, who's out in the Dominican Republic, that she saw on social media. And Pedro is like, huh? And she's like, it's nothing serious. We're just going to meet and hang out. He's like, if you're going to meet and hang out, that's a date. He's like, you talking about it's nothing serious. That is a date. And he is right. That absolutely is a date. So, you know, Sophie denies it. And pretty much she's like, I'm dating. I'm single. You're single. But when someone wants to talk to you with the intention of becoming monogamous, you do not tell them about who you're dating. Sophie, I think, just wants all the boys to be after her. I think that she's childish and immature and worse than her mother. And I hope that she learns from what she's doing. And I do agree with Pedro. I don't think that she doesn't love herself, but I think she's dumb as bricks. I do. I think she's going to put enough plastic surgery in her to make her, because she's only 20 something. She already look over 30, all because of the surgery she's done on herself. I feel like Sophie's just going to keep putting surgery on herself, do whatever she can to stay cute. I don't see her finding a happily ever after. Not because she's a hoe, not because she's not pretty, not because of any of that, but the way that she dates is dangerous and immature. People date to eventually find stability. She dates as if an earthquake is just happening nonstop. Like, I just cannot with her. I can't. But Pedro walked away. We'll see if he's actually done with her. In the tell-all, he's been talking to Liz, not the tell-all, the pillow talk that they do. He was commenting on stuff with Liz. So I don't know if he's even still cool with Sophie. And if he's not, I don't blame him. Though Pedro's family was wrong, she did play with this boy for no reason. And I'm just like, girl, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Ugh. But y'all, that is it for 90 Day the Single Life. Let me know how you guys felt about everything in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Yes, I will be covering 90 Day Fiancé. It will be back on TV May 10th. That means May the 11th. I will be recapping the episode. I will also be covering 90 Day The Hunt for Love, which I believe is back in June. We will continue the single life. I'll continue before the 90 days. I'm going to be adding a bunch to my roster for May, so be on the lookout for that. But other than that, I appreciate all of you beautiful people for watching. I hope you guys consider liking the video. Welcome to all of our new subscribers. You are appreciated. Thug Life. And I will see you guys on the next review. Thank you.